give me the news. I got a bad case.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Supercoach Doctor. Well, episode 4, and we're back on the couch, Chris.
That's what the crowd wanted.
That's right.
They want us back on the couch, and here we are.
We had some feedback to say get rid of that table, so here we are.
Comfortable.
All right, we're going to kick it off with the next 4 teams on our list again. Same strategies as we've been doing last time, so we've gone through 8 teams already. Bit more banter, and we've got a couple of surprises up our sleeves, have we?
We have got our first ever Supercoach Doctor lookalike this week, so stay tuned till the end of the episode for our first ever Supercoach lookalike, and also another first, the Supercoach Super Tip. So we're going to try and do one of those every episode, so stay tuned to the end of the episode for the Supercoach Super Tip.
Very good, very good.
And also don't forget to follow us on Facebook and our blog as well. The links are down the bottom of the video. There's been a little bit of activity on Facebook.
That's right, a lot of talk on Facebook. Yeah, been some good feedback actually, so it's good. And hopefully you've all got your league set up and getting into those teams and just fine-tuning with the NAB Cup just about to start.
And also a few more blogs, plenty of info on the blogs. Some really important stuff there that you can have a look at too.
Good stuff.
All right, might as well get into Western Sydney.
That's it.
What do you reckon?
Sounds good.
Now Western Sydney, not going to be a lot of premiums for them. You know, you've got your Scullies and Wards, but you know, to be honest, wouldn't touch them. They're more interested in money than points.
That's right.
The real value at Greater Western Sydney is going to be the rookies. You probably don't want too many of them in your team, but if you can choose the right ones, it'll be nice little cash cows for you. There's probably more of a list of them than anything else. A few of them I reckon might be right looking at. A lot of them are the high draft picks that you're probably going to know of. Taylor Adams, a midfielder from down Geelong way. Matthew Bunting, a defender, he's one to really look at. I think he's going to play a lot early. Stephen Clifton, he's one that I reckon I'm looking at for my team.
A bit older, isn't he? Mature age?
I think he's about 24.
Yep.
He's a VFL, I think he's a 3-time VFL Premiership player, a Liston medalist, which is the VFL equivalent.
So it's ready-made, ready to play.
Yeah, absolutely. So I reckon he's going to be a must for your midfield. Also, Stephen Canilio. I don't even know how to say it.
Caniglio, I think it might be.
Was he number 2 draft pick?
He was.
So he's someone to look at. Jonathan Giles. Now, they haven't really recruited many ruckmen, but they've already had this guy at their club last year. I think he's about 24 as well. He's going to play, and he's really cheap, so he's a really good 3rd or 4th ruck option. Another one, James McDonald, the old fella. I think he's about 45.
Well, yeah,
he's on some sort of pension plan.
Year off last year and then back into it.
But he's going to cost you bugger all, and he's going to go up in price. So he could be a good little cash cow. This is the big one. Probably unknown because he was taken as a 17-year-old at Western Sydney. Dylan Shield. I think he averaged about 124 Supercoach points in the league they played in last year. That's massive. Yep. Sometimes these 17-year-olds that get taken sort of get forgotten about. But Dylan Shield, he's really cheap. He's a midfielder, someone you really want to look at in the NAB Cup. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
And yeah, good to make money for you as well. That's the idea. Stick him on the bench or on the field. I think he'll go quite well. Cash cow. Absolutely. I've got another one to throw at you. Thomas Bug. What do you think of him? We've had people type into our Facebook page asking about old Bug. He's been out of action for a year or 2 as well and hasn't played that much. Might fly under the radar this year, I think, and make you some money if you want to pop him into your defensive bench.
Yeah, that sounds like good. Watch him in the NAB Cup.
Absolutely.
See if he goes. Let's hope he doesn't bug you throughout the season.
Dear me. There's one for the bloopers.
Keep going. That's terrible. Is that on? Are we on?
Yeah, we're on. Keep going.
Yeah, that's it for Western Sydney.
Dom Tyson.
Yeah, I decided not to do it.
Oh, right.
That's just a bugger.
Anyway, next. Righto. The Hawks, they're in for a big season. Not too many rookies to talk about because their team is pretty settled. They had a few guys as good cash cows last year, like Isaac Smith, etc. So this year, Franklin, which a lot of people are going to have in their team.
Might get up in the midfield too.
He
could go nuts this year.
He could go nuts and get 120s, 130s.
He's got the ability to get a 180.
Well, there you heard it first here on Supercoach Doctor. 180 for Lance Franklin. Sam Mitchell had a great year last year, and another one. Just that point of difference as well. I think a lot of people will be going, Gibbs, Judd, Murphy, these sort of players in the midfield, Ablett and the Collingwood midfield. So
average 113.
Yeah,
so can't argue that.
Absolutely. So Sam Mitchell might just be that difference that you need. And Luke Hodge, geez, we haven't heard much about him in the pre-season, sliding under the radar a little bit, but again, very popular player and one to have in Supercoach. Potentials, we've got Birchall, Lewis, Rioli, Shields and Suckling. Suckling had a great year last year and made a bit of cash, but geez, Liam Shields, I know we've written about him in one of the blogs, and 91 average last year, a lot more midfield time this year, and I think he could be one of those over 100 players for you.
It was his first full season in AFL last year. His first complete season to average 91.
Absolutely.
And I reckon Hawthorn are looking for that second tier of midfielders to step up, and he'll be one of those.
I reckon too, and he'll average over 100, I reckon. And a bit of value with Burgoyne and Gibson. Burgoyne being a multi-position player as well. Averaged 80 last year, but could have a good season. So that's it for Hawthorn.
A couple of good mid-priced options there.
Absolutely.
And that's it. Righto, on to Melbourne. They've got the new coach, Mark Neal, from down Geelong way, ex-Ocean Grove coach. Interesting to see how he goes this year. Now, a couple of premiums at Melbourne to look at. If they can keep themselves out of the nightclub and keep themselves off the booze, Brent Maloney and Colin Sylvia will give you a good bit of value, especially Sylvia because he's a forward/midfielder, dual position. Very important, of course. A couple of potential players that could have breakout seasons. Jack Trengrove, no secret who he is. He's now the co-captain of Melbourne. Averaged 88 last year. I really reckon he's going to get up to that 100-point barrier this year, so he's something to look at. And also Jack Watts. He's had a nice steady rise in his first 3 years. 23 points, 53 points, and then 75. So he might get up into that high 80s range this year. So if you're looking for a mid-price player for someone who's going to play every week, Jack Watts might be the one for you. Now, a little bit of value down at Melbourne. He's a little bit high price for value, but Jack Grimes, I know a lot of people have been burnt with him. So
you burnt me last year, Chris. Absolutely. He's very, very injury prone, but could have a ripper season.
But in 2010, averaged 88. 2009, averaged 94. So if he stays fit, he's going to average that 90 plus for you, I reckon. Co-captain as well, so it's a big risk. Watch him in the NAG Cup, but he's a good, juicy little price, and I reckon he might be someone to have a good look at for your defence. And the old traditional, someone who's burning up the track in pre-season. There's always someone at every club. Jeremy Howe, a forward from down Tasmania way, had a good little start to his career last year, averaged 63 points. Might be a nice little mid-pricer for you for your forward line.
Very good. What about the Mitch Clark factor, Chris? What do you think? What sort of scores are we looking at from him this year? Do you think he'll have a big impact?
I still think he's an 80s player, an 80 points, because I believe he's going to play permanent forward.
Yep.
I don't really like the permanent forward. Some people do. I just think he's going to be a bit expensive.
Yep.
But hey, he's going to play every game. He's still going to average in the 80s, and he might have those odd games where he does get a big score. But watch him in the NAB Cup, see how he goes. Can't miss him. He's got lots of tattoos.
Very good. All right, North Melbourne, the last of our 4 teams for this episode, episode 4. Premiums to look at. Goldstein, what a season he had last year. Underrated, but not underrated this year. He'll have another great year. Brett Harvey, a little bit inconsistent, but will always give you some big scores when you need them. Big scores when you need them. Drew Petrie, Andrew Swallow, and Daniel Wells. Of course, you know about those guys. They'll always give you big scores, and geez, they're a bit of point of difference, aren't they? Again, we're looking at players that can be a little bit different from your Swan, Pendlebury, Ablett type players there in the midfield. So don't forget about those guys from North. I think they'll be on the rise this year and finish in the 8. Potential, Lee Adams, well, another guy who flies under the radar a bit, I think. Dual position and averaged 90 last year, so might be worth having a look at. And Jack Zeeble, due for a big season, averaged 79, but vice captain now and should be stepping up and giving you a big year in 2012. Bit of value, Cunnington and Pedersen. Well, Pedersen last year was fantastic. He's only a defender this year, so
I reckon that bloke nearly won you the premiership last year.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, a lot of cash.
He saved it.
I didn't actually end up offloading him because he was so good. So fantastic player. So North Melbourne, there's a lot of value in those potential ones. I know we talk about the guns and rookie strategy a lot here on Supercoach Doctor, but at the same time, due to some players like Cunnington, Pedersen, and even if you throw in Bastanak, who could have a huge year, was a little bit in and out of the game last year. There's some guys with potential to make you a bit of cash.
If you can uncover a couple of diamonds in the rough, just 2 or 3 of them can be the difference between an average Supercoach year and having a really good one, because you don't have to waste a trade to pick them up.
Absolutely. So that's North Melbourne.
Righto, we know you've been sticking around for this. Now, it's come to our attention from Steve, the bloke that I work with, and a few others apparently. This is our first ever Supercoach lookalike, and it's of you.
It's of me, you've got to be kidding me. Who would look like me, honestly?
Now, do the words idiot mean anything to you?
No,
an idiot abroad?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Carl Pilkington, an idiot abroad.
Go.
If he doesn't look like him, I'll go he. Now, we're going to picture up of him here. Have a look at that. If that doesn't look like him, fair dinkum.
There we go. Ricky Gervais, if you're watching, I may have found my long lost brother.
Now, if you see him in the street, don't call him an idiot. It's not a nice thing to do, but Geez, he looks like him.
Well, some people do anyway, so that's okay. Nothing different.
And that's a beauty.
And you've been saving a bit of a tip that you mentioned at the start of the show.
Yeah, I did give a bit of a tease for that. Now, this is the Supercoach Super Tip of the Week. Now, take this one for this year's Supercoach and treasure it. Whatever you do this year in your Supercoach, do not, and I repeat, do not pick Kurt Tippett in your team. Do not do it. Do not. I just
Don't do it. You'll end up losing your hair.
Do it. You
Seriously.
think he's going to be good, but he's not good. He's not a good ruckman. He's not a good forward. He has killed so many Supercoach players over the last couple of years who think he's going to have a breakout, and he just never does. Don't do it, whatever you do. Kurt Tippett, no.
But give Jack Grimes another chance, please.
Until he snaps in half, Bruce Reed style.
All right, well, that's it for another episode. We hope you enjoyed a bit more banter on the couch. Episode 4,
Back on the couch.
done and dusted. And our last 4 teams in the next episode to come. So
Footy
stay
starts. Footy starts Friday. Got 6 teams to go.
6 to go. How many teams are in the
Did
AFL
you say
this year?
4?
I think I did say 4. There's definitely 6 to go.
6 to
That'll be the next episode then.
6.
6 more teams. A lot of info.
We're going to do that in one go?
Yeah, we'll definitely do it in one go.
It'll be a big episode.
Big episode.
Be ready for it.
Good night.